Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today I am going to share my ideas and experiences with regard to subject social science, and today I have chosen history from class 10th, and the topic is the nationalism in India. My dear students, as you might have read about nationalism in India, India was a colony of the British since long, and so many revolts, so many agitations, so many demonstrations were led by the Indian leaders against the British. Ultimately, it was in 1885 when Indian National Congress was formed, and this idea too was given by the British officer A.O. Hume, and in first 20 years the movement passes through many hardships. Ultimately, when First World War broke out in 1914, the European countries were also involved in that First World War, and India also was affected because India was under the control of the British. So, the national movement was going on, and the First World War took place in 1914, which created a new economic and political situation in India. Economic situation is it increases taxes of food, grains, forced recruitment in army. The people were forced to recruit themselves in the army, and that army was sent to, and they were told to fight against the British. So these all things created widespread anger among the masses of India, among the people of India, and the people of India were very much worried about it, and it was a novel leadership came to India in the shape of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, who was fighting a noble cause in South Africa there with the idea of new method that was called Satyagraha. It was January 1915 when Gandhiji came to India. It was January 1915, and he went to the people of India. He told the people of India that if your demands are true, if your demand is right, that you did not go for violence. There is no need of violence. So, with this, he attained the support of the Indian people and his novel method of agitation and protest, based on truth and non-violence, is called Satyagraha. Novel method of truth and non-violence, which is known as Satyagraha. Graha means movement, and Gandhiji advocated in India a Satyagraha which was based on truth and non-violence without being aggressive. A Satyagraha could win the battle through non-violence. Gandhi told Indian people that without being aggressive, without going to violence, we could win the battle of freedom, but with peaceful method of truth and that was called Satyagraha, which was very much liked by the not of the Indian people, but throughout world this method was liked by the people. And it was in 916. In 916, Gandhi went in Champaran in Bihar, and Gandhi went in Champaran in Bihar to inspire the peasants, to struggle against the oppressive indigo planters, to struggle against the oppressive indigo planters. So, first of all, Gandhi launched this Satyagraha movement in Champaran in Bihar in 1916 against the indigo planters. Then in 1917, Gandhiji supported the peasants of Kheda district of Gujarat. In 1970, Gandhiji supported the people of the peasants of district Kheda of Gujarat who were suffering from shortage of food, due to crop failure, and advised them not to pay revenue till their demands are met. In 1917, Gandhiji went to the Kheda district of Gujarat to support the peasants who were suffering from the shortage of food because of crop failure. And he told the people, not to pay revenue, do not pay revenue till their demands are met. So it was a successfully. In 1918, Gandhiji launched this movement. He went to Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is two cities in Gujarat. My students, I will tell you that Gandhiji was also born in Gujarat, in Porbandar, Gujarat. He was from Gujarat also, and he went to Ahmedabad to organize a Satyagraha movement amongst cotton mill workers. The cotton mill workers were suppressed. They were brutally maltreated by the British. So Gandhiji felt this need to support the cotton mill workers of the Ahmedabad and Gujarat, and this movement was successfully launched there. And the movement was going on. This agitation, this novel method of truth and normalness was liked by the people, and it was during this period the British Parliament they passed an act that was called Revolt Act. Revolt Act of 1919. In 1919, the British Parliament, the British legislature passed an act, they passed a law which was the Revolt Act, and according to this act, this act gave enormous power to the government. This act gave enormous power to the government. According to this act, a political worker, a political activist could be arrested for a period of 2 years without any trial. So, Gandhiji decided to launch a movement against this act. The Congress, the International Congress held a session under the leadership of the now leader Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and there it was decided, the Congress declared this law as Black Bill. Black Bill means Kala Kanun. Gandhi declared this act as a blackmail, and he appealed the British government to withdraw this act, and he told the people to go for agitation, to go for protest, but without being violent, on non-violent basis. On a peaceful demonstration was launched throughout India. It was 6th April. It was 6th April 1919. Gandhiji declared countrywide agitation against this law, and people were asked to fast. People remained fast, and they protest against this law. What happened? So many leaders were arrested, and two nationalist leaders, Sahabdin Kichlu and Dr. Satyapal, which were two famous leaders of this Satyagraha movement, and they were arrested by the British government, and the people, the men, women and children, they assembled in Jallianwala Bagh. Jallianwala is a park in Amritsar in Punjab, and they assembled there, and they were making peaceful protest there, and they were demanding to release their two nationalist leaders, Dr. Satyapal and Sahabdin Kichlu. It was the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, which is famously known as Jallianwala Bagh Katliam, and some people from villages had come to celebrate Baisakhi in the city. They were unaware of the fact that the government had imposed martial law in the city, because there was no communication was there. Just as today we have phones, we have fast communications, and there was no communication gap was there. So people were unaware from this fact that government has imposed the curfew, the government has imposed the martial law in the city. So the villagers, they too came, and they came with this idea, with this intention to celebrate Baisakhi, and they too were joined there, and a peaceful protest was there. When General Dyer, what a British commander, heard about it, he came with his troops. He entered the park and closed the exit points, and ordered his troops to open fire on the innocent people. The troops opened the fire. With the result, thousands of people were killed and hundreds were injured. Some people jumped into the well. There is a well in the Jallianwala Bagh. There is a well, and some people jumped into the well, and they too were killed there, mercilessly, brutally. And when this news spread out, people came to streets, and they set fire to the government buildings and the government vehicles, and this was known as the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. A massacre took place there. People were brutally killed there. So this was Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and when Gandhiji heard about it, he was very much stunned and shocked with this. What happened? And the Gandhiji thought that the movement which is going on was now it took the shape of the violence, and he decided to not to continue the Satyagraha. And in the same time, what happened that in the Muslims, which have their separate organization till that, because Muslims have in 1906 Muslims have formed the Muslim League. Muslim was formed by the Salimullah of Dhaka, and they also demand freedom, but they had their own organization. So Gandhiji here wanted to win the hearts of the Muslims towards the movement, towards the national movement, who decided to help the Muslims, because the Ottoman Turkey was brutally, the Khalifa of Turkey was brutally injustice was done by the British on the Turkey, and that was the Turkey empire, the Ottoman Turkey, that Khalifa, which was a Muslim leader of the Muslims, and the Muslims in India protested against the injustice done on the Turkish Sultan, and the Gandhi took the advantage of this moment, and he also supported the Muslims, and that was the Khilafat movement, which was we call that was launched in 1920. Khilafat movement was launched in 1920, and Gandhiji supported this movement. That Khilafat movement was launched by Ali brothers, Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali, and several other leaders. Maulana Alas was also there, and with this, in 1921, Gandhi felt that the need of the hour is to launch a mass movement that was based on non-cooperation. The non-cooperation movement was launched in 1921 by the Gandhi, and throughout India, the lawyers boycotted law courts, teachers boycotted schools, students left colleges, and the shops were closed. There was complete hartal throughout the India. The British shops, the foreign clothes were also boycotted. There was non-cooperation by the people, and this movement was going on smoothly and steadily on non-violence basis. When people near Chori Chora village in UP, they were in anger, they set fire to the police station. In Chori Chora police station, they set fire to Chori Chora police station. With the result, 22 policemen were burnt alive, and a huge violence took place. When this news reached Gandhi, he was shocked, he was stunned, and he at once called off the movement. In 1992, he called off the movement. So these were various movements which were led by the Gandhi during the this national movement, and this movement was like throughout India. But with this incident which took place in Chori Chora village in UP, where 22 policemen were burnt alive, and this news, when this news reached Gandhi, when Gandhi heard about it, he was shocked, he was stunned, he at once decided to call off the movement. And my dear students, 10th class students, you will be asked why Gandhi called off this movement, why Gandhi called non-cooperation movement. Because if Gandhi would allow the movement to continue, then government would go for oppressive measures, and more people would be killed. So Gandhi thought on these measures, and he called off the movement. He did not want to call the movement on violence basis. Gandhi called off the movement, and this was 1922 when Gandhiji called off this movement. So there were various movements which were led by the Gandhi during this national movement, and Gandhiji appealed. The idea of Gandhi was marvelous idea. It was a tremendous idea, because he appealed to the conscience of the oppressor. He told the people, let us appeal to the conscience of the oppressor. Gandhi appealed to them that you must agree, you should agree this fact that you please let India free and give the right to freedom to Indian people. So this movement was called off in 1922. With this, when British Parliament heard about it, that all which is going in India is going against them, the people of India are very much angry to the people, to the British Parliament. So British thought about it. They appointed a commission. It was 1927. British appointed a commission. They appointed a commission of 7 members, and the purpose of this commission was to look into the grievances of the Indian people, to amend some constitutional amendments needs to be changed there. So to provide a relief to the Indian people, this committee, this commission consists of 7 members. and none of the Indian was member of this commission. That is why Indians boycotted this commission. When this commission came to India in 1928, it was appointed in 1927, but it reached India in 1928, and the Indian National Congress, which was leading the national movement against the British here, there was complete anger against the British. Various leaders have been arrested. The people, Jallianwala Bagh massacre had took already place, where 1,000 people had been killed, and there was widespread anger among the people of the India, and the leaders of India, they declared, the Indian National Congress, which was leading this movement, they declared this movement, they declared this commission. They told the people of India to boycott the commission. So, Indian National Congress boycott the commission. Wherever commission went in India, in which state it went, it was greeted with hartalas, demonstrations and protesters, and it was written on the walls, "Go Simon, go back," because Simon was Sir John Simon was the head of the commission. He was the chairperson of the commission. So, this commission was known as Simon Commission. My dear students, the British Parliament thought about it that everything is going beyond their competency in India. So, they decided that let us constitute a commission of some members which would go and would look into the grievances of the Indian people. When this commission came to India, there were 7 members in the commission. When this commission came to India, it was greeted with hartalas, with demonstrations, and everywhere it was written on the walls, "Go Simon, go back, go Simon, go back," because of the fact the Indian National Congress decided that there was none of the Indian leaders in the commission. No Indian was a member of the commission. So, the Congress thought about it that the commission which was appointed by the British would not do justice to them, because of there was no member from them. So, they boycotted the commission. So, the commission wherever it went, it was boycotted. At last, when protests were going on in Lahore, which is now in Pakistan, Lahore, there was complete agitation, complete protest was there, demonstration was there, and the movement was led by, this demonstration was led by Lala Lajpat Rai, the nationalist leader. He was brutally lathi charged by the British troopers, and what happened? So many protesters, so many people were injured, and ultimately the Lala Lajpat Rai, the famous nationalist leader, died because of this lathi charge. So, Gandhiji called up this, Gandhi told people don't go for violence, and there was a session which was held in Lahore in order to mourn on the sad demise of the nationalist leader, that was Lajpat Rai. This was the Simon Commission, which was totally boycotted. Thank you, my students. Thank you.